All right, kid. I need you to be a volunteer firefighter. Those silly lodge people tried to brew beer in an old water tower by the condemned starch factory. The resulting fire they started is now spreading to the forest. Get out there and put it out. How am I supposed to do that? Use the beer! How do I get the beer down from the fire from the tower? You're a Tasmanian devil. Drink it and use your body as a fire truck. Got it, boss. Just watch for backdrafts. Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here, and we're going to take a look at another Legacy United Core Class figure from a Japanese-only series. But of course we want to also drop a subtle reminder, this weekend is of course my birthday. Transformers turns 40 this year, I turn 45. Man, I'm starting to feel my age. But then again, we also got one other thing to bring up for next month. Larry, you want to announce it? Sure thing, boss. Next month is Joe Fest, and we will be in Augusta attending the convention. So we will be a part of it in one way or another. Maybe even I'll appear. I'll wave to everybody. Yes, Larry will be excited to be there. He hopes somebody will recognize him. But in all seriousness, we will be there. It will not interfere with the Transformers, 'cause we will have them filmed prior to going. And we'll likely film some more stuff while we're there, because we will film our Cobra Convergence submissions for July while we are there. And maybe one or two other surprises. Keep an eye out on the channel during the middle of June. Now, let's take a look at our featured character for today, the Tasmania Kid. The Tasmania Kid was featured in the Beast Wars 2 universe, which was a Japanese-only series. Now, we did cover this series a little bit last year, with the release of Leo Prime, or as he was called in that series, Lio Convoy. The Tasmania Kid was a rookie to the group. He and many of the other Autobots pursued Convoy after his shuttle crashed on a strange planet. When they arrived there, they found that the world was extremely hostile to their Cybertronian bodies, and they were forced to adapt to the different animals that they found. The Kid here, being one of the younger members of the squad, wanted to seek out an alternate mode that more specifically was cool and amazing. And of course, while he was daydreaming of that, the images that he was conjuring up were of characters from the Beast Wars 1 series. As for some reason, he even fancied coming out with a look like Airazor. Now, while he did find a bird mode that he thought would be cool to be, because he'd get to fly, as he was getting ready to scan, he was attacked by a Tasmanian devil, so his scanners ended up scanning that form, and that became his alternate mode, much to his detriment. He did not like that mode, but it did prove useful in one of the episodes where the Decepticons did end up causing a forest fire. And he found that a Tasmanian devil tends to store up a lot of pee, and pees a lot. So he was going around peeing on the fire to put it out. Until he reached a point where he ran out of pee. The Kid necessarily was not the smartest one in the bunch, and certainly provided a lot of comic relief. I happened to see a fair amount of the episodes for it on VHS. Yes, that makes me even more of a dated relic. But my brother happened to find a couple of the VHS tapes at a Goodwill store. They apparently were sold at a convention, at an anime convention or a Transformer convention. They were, of course, bootlegs. Since it was still in Japanese, but they did have subtitles so that we could understand what they were saying. But I'm sure if you search the internet hard enough, you might be able to find an anime site that has Beast Wars 2 on it. I definitely recommend it, that if you are a fan of the Transformers, try to find it. It is a cute series. At any rate here, we'll take a look here at the Kid's one accessory. And that is his tail. I mean, yes, he did have an original toy, but as you can imagine, since that toy didn't leave Japan, it is very rare and very expensive to acquire on the modern market. So, if you want a Tasmania Kid in your collection, I would suggest go see if your local store has the core class figure. Now we'll take a look at the Kid's articulation, and he does seem to have he does have better articulation than the previous two that we've covered already. His head can turn from side to side, and it is on a bit of a ball joint, so it will rock up and down a bit. His arms can stretch out to the side about so far, and they do rotate at the shoulder all the way. But you will have to move it a bit to clear the Tasmanian devil kibble on his back. His arms do bend at the elbow 90 degrees, and they are on a swivel, so he does have G.I. Joe battle grip. But he also has articulation at his wrist, so he can do karate chops, like so, or you can turn his hands all the way around. That's a rare feature for a Transformer. You can spread his legs apart into a full splits. He has a very, very little of a thigh cut, so it's almost not worth mentioning. You can raise his leg at the hip 90 degrees. You can bend his leg at the knee slightly greater than 90 degrees. And there is ankle articulation as well, but that's more for transforming him than for actual posability. Alright, now we're going to transform the Tasmania Kid, and with him having 20 steps, he is a bit complicated for a core class figure. At any rate, we start by coming here to his back. We're going to separate the back out a bit. We'll come up here to the top and fold out this portion here that helps form the lower part of his head. Then we're going to come here to his shoulders, and the shoulder area slides down here on the back. Get it so you can actually see it on camera. So you fold his arms all the way down to the back of his hips. And then now you're going to come in here. You're going to raise his legs up like so. Then you'll bring them down to the side so they go underneath his torso and around to the front like that. And of course, once you've done that, you'll fold down these lower pieces and then bring up the rest of the head like so. And of course you can also press them together. But you'll come down here and you're going to rotate the robot head so that he basically looks inside. Like so. And of course now they'd recommend you get the animal head together and lower the robot head into it. Then you'll come back here to his arms. You're going to flip them upwards at the elbow. Get it so that the black pieces are here at his backside. So once you got it like that, we'll turn him over and we're going to get his back piece attached properly. Make sure this front piece lines up well with his head. So it's on like that. And then we fold down the sides and get them into place. And you can rotate down the front legs. Then we come back here, adjust the shoulders so that they connect in with the body. They've got a little post protruding out, and it should line up with a hole in there, like so. Get that in, rotate his hands so that the palms will go onto the ground. Then you fold them up and adjust the legs so that he is standing. And then you take the tail, and I'm sure you all can figure out where this is going. Just be glad I ain't taking your temperature. And there we have it. The Tasmania Kid transforms into a Tasmanian devil. What else? Of course, this is an approximation of what one really looks like. Not at all what you've seen in the Bugs Bunny cartoons, is it? Although that one does share many of the characteristics with real Tasmanian devils. They are short-tempered, and they do spin around a lot, although Taz does it to a bit of an exaggeration. The only unfortunate part with the Tasmania Kid here is we don't get a whole lot of articulation in the animal form. I mean, we can move the front legs up and back like that. The back ones, we do have articulation at the knee and the paw. And of course, you can open his mouth. That's probably about how he looks after I stuck his tail in. So now we get down to my thoughts. What do I think of the Tasmania Kid? I enjoyed how the kid was portrayed in the animated series. It was nice to see one that was a young rookie that actually screwed up more than accomplished anything. So in ways, he was kind of like the Hot Rod of the Beast Wars 2 era. Although the kid screwed up a lot more than what Hot Rod did. But then again, after the end of the movie, Hot Rod got to become leader of the Autobots. I don't see the Tasmania Kid getting that chance anytime soon, to be honest with you. But all in all, I'm also glad that this introduces a character that most of the audience in the rest of the world may not be aware of. So that's one thing to give praise to Hasbro for with the Legacy line. It is bringing in characters that were exclusive to only one part of the world and didn't really get much of an audience or a chance to show off who they were to everybody else. So this is a trend that I do hope continues in the foreseeable future. So that way, new audiences get to see a different character, and older audiences such as myself get a chance to appreciate something that we missed out on due to the fact that we just didn't happen to live in that part of the world. At any rate, that's my review of the Tasmania Kid. I hope you all enjoyed it. And please do remember that if you love the content we feature on this channel, we would appreciate a like, a share, a comment, and a subscription if you haven't done so already. Next month, we'll continue to look at Legacy United toys, because I do have a fair bit more. I don't know if I have enough to continue into July, but we'll see how that goes. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later. Larry and I are going to go party.